Hello Game of Thrones freaks and geeks, and welcome to The Word from Westeros, the weekly recap vlog exclusively produced for AllGeekToMe.net. I am Kait Calabro and this is my show. Game of Thrones Season 6 has kept fans on the edge of their seats and we're only on episode 2. The kill count for the season has already gone up drastically within the first 2 episodes, and we finally learn the fate of our most beloved bastard, Jon Snow. But before I completely talk about all things Jon Snow, and hey, we finally saw Lyanna Stark this episode, here's your water cooler recap of what went down in Season 6, Episode 2, Home. Game of Thrones fans are reintroduced to Bran Stark, who is still training with the Three-Eyed Raven, and in one of his vision sessions, he sees a young Ned Stark, a young Benjen Stark, a young Hodor who can talk and whose real name is Willis, and then wait for it, in comes riding the young Lyanna Stark, which yes, this is the first time in Game of Thrones history that we have seen the notorious, infamous, legend-bearing Stark sister. Arya Stark finally passes one of her no-name tests and she's able to return to the House of Black and White. Bran informs Sansa Stark that she has seen Arya Stark, but Arya refused her help. Theon then informs Sansa that Jon will never forgive him and he cannot continue on their journey to Castle Black and will be returning home in the Iron Isles. Over in the Iron Isles, the battle or the War of the Five Kings is finally over when Lord Greyjoy is killed by his crazy brother who's a storm? I don't know. Tyrion becomes friends with Dany's dragons over in Meereen. Tommen asks for Cersei's forgiveness while Jaime gets introduced to the High Sparrow, who proves that, hey, he's the big cheese now in King's Landing. Ramsay further proves that he is just a heartless, soulless asshole of a bastard when not only does he kill his father, he kills his stepmother and their newborn son. So I mean, Ramsay continues to have no redeeming qualities whatsoever. Meanwhile, up in Castle Black, it looks like Davos' time is up, as well as the Loyal Brothers, and right as Alistair and the rest of the punk-ass bitch brothers that killed Jon Snow are about to burst into the Lord Commander's quarters, in comes Ginger Wildling and an army of wildlings with Ed, and they take back the castle. Davos is able to convince the Red Lady, who's like really depressed and like sitting in her room just like, ooh, to try to reincarnate Jon. So after giving him a bath and cutting a bunch of his hair and trimming his beard and throwing it into the flames, she does some chanting stuff that doesn't seem to work. Everyone leaves the room but Ghost with Jon's lifeless body, and within the final moments of the episode, we see Jon Snow's eyes pop open and he draws a fresh breath. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, Jon Snow's alive. He's alive. I mean, it's kind of was the worst kept secret in television history. No one really believed he was dead. But now we officially know that he's alive. And after it happened, I just freaked out and started screaming that the prince that was promised is alive. He has risen and everything is okay again in Westeros. But we don't really know if everything's okay again in Westeros because sure, Melisandre did it. She resurrected or brought back Jon Snow, but we have no idea what kind of Jon Snow this is, or if it even is Jon Snow. I mean, that's all we saw. All we saw was him open his eyes and take a breath. So everyone's so happy that Melisandre brought back Jon Snow, but like, are we all just gonna now forgive her for like murdering a little girl? Do we all just forget that Princess Shireen was burnt to death? I don't know. So like I said, we don't really know what version of Jon Snow is returning, but we do know that not so much in Game of Thrones history yet, but in the Song of Fire and Ice, the dead don't always return the same. AKA Lady, what was her name? Lady Stoneheart aka zombie Catelyn Stark, who is resurrected in the books by the Brothers Without Banners, the guys that we saw, I think, in, oh god, season 2 with Arya, who are able to resurrect people. In the books, they find Catelyn after the Red Wedding and they resurrect her, but she is just a murder-hungry, I don't think she can talk because her neck was slit, crazy bitch. So yeah, the dead don't always come back nice, and there's many rumors so far that this season that we might finally see Lady Stoneheart come back because the Brothers Without Banners are coming back, as well as possibly a zombie hound might come back. So Jon Snow's alive, which is all that matters, but it's probably not going to be the Jon Snow that we've all grown to love, which is okay because I'm still going with the theory that you had to kill the boy to let the man live. I mean, Jon has just started to realize that he is powerful and should kick ass and not play so nice with others. So now I think he's just gonna be completely badass and just want to kill everyone. So hopefully that happens, especially the White Walkers. Another huge thing that happened in this episode, and we know is going to be happening this coming week, is Jon Snow might have a reason to celebrate Mother's Day on Sunday, because we will be finally getting, possibly, hopefully, the Tower of Joy flashback, which of course the Tower of Joy is where Lyanna Stark dies. And I mean, why else would we be getting this flashback if we weren't going with the R+L equals J theory? So I'm losing sleep over it. I'm so excited to finally see Lyanna Stark, and we saw very young Lyanna Stark in this episode. And Bran is just gonna be turning out these flashbacks and probably flash forwards, seeing into the future with his training with the Three-Eye Raven. So there's just a lot going on, and this season is not disappointing whatsoever. But yes, main thing to take from Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 2 was that Jon Snow lives. I mean, yeah. I'm grinning like a fucking fool because he's alive. Okay. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of The Word from Westeros. Thank you for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to AllGeekToMeTV on YouTube so you never miss another episode of the show again, and check out our other cool geeky content that we post up on the page. Head over to AllGeekToMe.net right now, as soon as I am done talking, and read my full recap of episode 2 of season 6 of Game of Thrones, and my previous recaps and anything that has to do with Game of Thrones will be up on the site. You can follow me on Twitter at Kait Calabro for up to the minute Game of Thrones information and cool Game of Thrones gifts that I tweet out. Yeah, so Game of Thrones airs Sundays at 9 p.m. on HBO, and until next time, remember, you either win or you die.